Now, did it help that your dad had a sense of humor?
Oh, so much. And look, I don't like giving him credit, but
no, of course not.
Which we cannot continue to do.
Yeah, let's be clear, actually. You will at times dip into things that seem kind about your father.
Sure.
But we should never lose track that there's an undercurrent of really jealousy on his part of you.
Completely.
Right.
Thank you for identifying that.
It's all right.
Maybe we can put like a chyron underneath the video of this.
Rob Lowe wishes he looked like this.
Desperately,
now.
yes. I think he thinks he does, if I'm being honest. I don't think he wishes. There's not much wishing there. He's so happy he looks the way he looks that he's not pining for anything else. What was the question?
It's breaking bread. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You look great.
I think you look great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'd like to start off with a toast.
Ooh.
And I would like to toast you because you've achieved something that very few people achieve, which is making something, one, very funny on television, and two, coming back, which is very rare. And it's very creative. I can't wait to talk to you about it. But congratulations. I know it's a minefield and a long road, and that you pulled that off. Bravo.
Cheers. What a nice cheers. Hold on.
Not bad.
No. I was going to do one of these, actually. I'll do it again.
Where you spit it?
Where I'm going to do that.
They say that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what they say. That's what I've heard. I've heard it.
By they, we mean those uncouth Italians.
Those Italians.
In southern Italy.
They tell me, yeah. I did study abroad in Rome.
You did?
I did.
Oh, man.
I studied abroad. I learned 0 Italian.
Really?
Yes. I was drunk through most of it. But I do remember that the big thing there was like when you go to get your espresso, they just like crank it out and you throw it back and you leave. And
right.
That was a huge, like the decorum of how you drink your espresso. And I was like, what if I don't want to do that? How about that?
What if I want to be around?
What if I just want to hang and slow sip it? They did not like that.
I've only been to Rome once, and it was my favorite city in Italy.
Ugh, it's so nice.
And because it's alive, because like the other ones are, I mean, there's a ton, but of the big ones, Florence, Venice, like they seem like museum pieces. Like you come in and you see what it was. Rome, you see what it was and what it is. Like there's so much energy. I loved it. And I was like, I want to return here and just like get an Airbnb and live here for like 3 weeks.
I lived on the Vatican Wall in a hostel, so don't do that.
No, that sounds terrible.
But no, it was not great. But Rome is gorgeous. I loved it. I did not learn how to drink an espresso, though.
How long were you in a hostel?
I was there for like 3.5 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I did a full study abroad program.
With other students rotating through while you're there?
Yeah, so the students were all in this one. They had like, the school has like a rented out hostel, essentially. So you're not with other hostel folks.
Oh, okay.
But it's the establishment was at one point a hostel.
Right.
So it's not like you're not living in luxury.
What year was it of school?
This would have been my junior year of college, which I think is 2017, perhaps.
Right.
Yeah.
And did you go into it saying, I'm not learning Italian? Or did you have the intent like,
no,
I'll probably get some?
I was a good student. I think our teacher was lovely too. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I remember we had this beautiful Italian woman as our Italian teacher. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. She like used to be an actor and had this wonderful accent, and maybe that's why I didn't learn anything.
It seems like it would be the opposite.
You'd think, but then
just,
someone's talking, you're like, oh yeah.
You're just daydreaming.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, I don't. Yeah. Como te chiami? I remember that. It's like, how do you say?
Mangiato qualcosa? Qualcosa. Mangiare qualcosa.
That's perfect.
What do you want to eat?
Okay. And then nerd rope is what I want.
I normally bake bread, but I literally came in last night from the road after a week and a half. I did not have time to bake you bread. Oh. And now that we're friends, I will bring you my bread.
Do you promise?
But this is, yes.
Okay.
And this is from Lodge Bread, which is one of my favorite bakers in LA, and you can take this home with you.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so good.
Nobody ever gives me anything to take home.
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
They suck.
That's so fucking true. God, somebody finally says it.
Yeah, come on. I'm sure you're running around doing a lot of press. You're in season 2.
That's right.
You've got a lot going on. I feel like we should take care of you. These other places don't care. They're like, you can fill up 8 minutes on our dumb show.
And you don't get any bread. Not even a slice.
So I didn't realize that you created the show.
I did. So I technically co-created. My father is gifted a co-created title as well, but he was mostly there in spirit. But I did have to pitch the idea to him when it was at its earliest phase.
You did?
Oh, yeah. I remember sitting him down. I remember exactly the moment. And I said, hey, people seem to be getting a kick out of the way I rib you.
Right.
On social media. And we had been pitched some iterations of shows involving the two of us. Kind of like shit my dad says type of, things. And that wasn't for us. And so I remember saying, like, what if I wrote something that was adjacent to our lives and relationships, but, was you and I playing this out? And he was down. I said, can I make fun of you on national TV? He said, I just like being on TV, man. So yeah, I'm down. And then we needed an adult.
Yeah.
So then we took meetings and we found Victor Fresco, who co-created it with us, who's phenomenal. And he's done Santa Clarita Diet for Netflix, and he did Better Off Ted, and he's great. And he wrote on Friends, I think, years back. And he made the trains run on time and was creatively very, very helpful. And
now, did you have at what point in your life? I'm very interested. My daughter's here; she's working with us today.
I love that.
So I'm very interested in the dynamic of all of this. When my kids were little, and they would see me on TV, like on Conan or whatever, could not care less.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't care less.
Good.
They would just, like, my wife would be like, put me on, and then they would start dancing in front of the TV or yell for SpongeBob all that kind of stuff. At what point did you clock, my dad is also this guy, Rob Lowe, who people seem to know? Yeah,
it's a great... That is, as far as the types of questions you get asked about this circumstance of having a famous parent, that's, I think, the most interesting question. Because it's the most interesting thing to reflect on for me is, when I was very young, you don't know anything else.
Right.
So there's nothing to compare it to. So it's very normal. You go out when you're, before you're fully cognizant of the world.
Yeah.
You go out and it's, someone, paparazzi's following you, or people are interrupting your dinner to get a photo or an autograph or whatever. And you're like, that's how it is. That's what life is.
Yeah.
And then there's a certain age, and I don't remember specifically, but I would say like middle schoolish, when you start to, be an adult in some ways.
Yeah.
Not an adult, but you have.
But you do, yeah.
You have, an awareness that you develop. And I remember that was when you start to go, oh, wait, no, my friend's parents don't have these experiences. And wait a minute, like if I go on a vacation with my friend's family, it's just, that's very strange. You don't have to, whatever, sneak out of the back door of a restaurant or whatever. Yeah. And then, and then there's more complicated layers where you go like, wait, I don't, people want to talk to me about things that I'm not interested in or don't have anything to do with me, and you're like, oh, what is this person really interested in? And then I think there's a lot of self-doubt that comes along with that, and identity stuff. And I think it's a tricky thing to navigate when you're a kid, for sure.
Yeah. Cause it's a weird thing that it's interesting you say that, because it's a weird thing that you have to actually deal with, process.
Yeah.
The disingenuous part of people that linger around famous people. That's got to be pretty complex, because it's hard to get a handle on what's true just in everyday life. And now you have people who because they want things from the business and from your dad who's really connected to the business, and they're leaning in on you, and that had to be... It's
strange. It's
difficult.
Very strange. And also, as a kid, you're still figuring out who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And you're learning how to navigate social situations. And then there's this additional layer.
Yeah.
Where you go like, wait, I'm not just learning how to be a normal kid. I'm also learning how to understand, what is a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
And what is somebody who potentially wants something from me or something.
Now, did it help that your dad had a sense of humor?
Oh, so much. And look, I don't like giving him credit, but
no, of course not.
Which we cannot continue to do.
Yeah, let's be clear. Actually, let's kind of set the parameters of this conversation.
Please.
You will at times dip into things that seem kind about your father.
Sure.
But we should never lose track that there's an undercurrent of really jealousy on his part of you.
Completely.
Right.
Thank you for identifying that.
It's all right.
And for articulating it. Thank you. That's actually very astute. And I would just like that to be, maybe we can put like a chyron underneath the video of this.
Rob Lowe wishes he looked like this.
Desperately,
now.
yes. I think he thinks he does, if I'm being honest. I don't think he wishes. There's not much wishing there. He's so happy he looks the way he looks that he's not pining for anything else. What was the question?
But his having a sense of humor, because I could say you're you and you have a famous dad.
Yeah.
And it's a real serious method actor dad who's like really fraught and stuff like that. It could be a very difficult.
That would be treacherous.
To have your dad be able to like have a sense of humor and say what's happening when we're slipping into the SUV and what that guy just said and all that kind of stuff. That had to be helpful.
I will say 100%. My parents, my dad and my mom both had such a, I think, healthy relationship to, fame and success in the entertainment industry. That got sort of transposed to us as kids, my brother and I.
Yeah.
And that, even, by the way, look at, doing the show. He's a good sport. He did, he did a Comedy Central roast and those people were mean. They do not hold back and he loves it. He's fine with it. He's got a good head on his shoulders in the sense that he's, great with, self-deprecative stuff and people poking fun at him and things that involve a modicum of self-awareness.
Yeah. I mean, it was such a cool thing, like just watching him just as a fan. And he was always, the cool guy, but then he hit this other, and somewhat funny, but then he hits this gear where he was legit funny for a long time, and it was like he learned his way of being funny.
Yeah,
and it was such a cool like next chapter of it.
I do think. Look, I mean, he's had career-wise. I haven't seen much of his work, which is a frequent conversation. It does help a lot. But the stuff that I have seen is mostly the comedy stuff.
Right.
I'm a fan of, I loved Wayne's World and Tommy Boy and Austin Powers and stuff like that. So he's done a fine job. Whatever. Is there something else?
Was there a time where, so as you're going through and you're figuring out this isn't like a regular life or whatever, did you have you obviously get to a point where you embrace the business and have creative ideas and want to put them into action. Did you have a point where you're like the teen rebelling against the parents, like I'm not into all this, and then come back to it, or did you just kind of hum along?
No, I definitely had that.
You did.
But in fairness, my parents desperately did not want me to enter the entertainment industry.
Right.
I did not grow up like, there's a lot of people I know who come from similar backgrounds that I do, and those that don't, who, are entertainment oriented from the jump.
Yeah.
They're doing the plays and they're, going on commercial auditions when they're young or, whatever. I was, a nerd and was very school focused, and I thought I wanted to be a scientist. I worked in a stem cell biology research lab during my summers in high school at UCSF and thought perhaps I'd be working in like regenerative cancer research.
Right.
And then ended up going to Stanford and thought I was going to study it there. But I was creative along the way in that I thought it was an outlet, but I never humored the idea that it would be a career for me because I had listened to my parents and I thought like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And I genuinely had seen so much of the negative sort of the stuff that follows it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not that acting has any sort of like directly negative things associated with it in the craft, but it's the stuff that comes around success with it, you know, as far as like invasion of privacy and yada, 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 that sort of stuff. And so I had seen that firsthand and I was like, I don't want that. You know, I don't want to enter into a career where if I do well, that's what comes with it. Right. But, I think I got to a certain point where I knew I loved writing so much and creating that I was like, screw it. That's what I really do want to do that.
Yeah, so, that's really cool. And there's also the other part of it, which I skipped the part of telling my kids don't go into it because it was pretty obvious how much fun we're all having.
Yeah. It is fun.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're not really working on jobs that you don't like, and you have a good time, and everyone has a sense of humor, and your funny friends come over. It's like, no, this could be really fun.
Look, I appreciate that you said that because, you know, I guess my answer did sound very, like, melodramatic, but it's also, but it's like, you know, it's not like, it's a doctor in an ER room saying like, you don't want this, like it's
with blood on his hands,
16 hours in surgery and I could lose it's like, you know, at the end of the day, the fact that any of us get paid to do this is remarkable. And I maintain that perspective. But I think, you know, yes, there's so much that's so great about it. And by the way, to this moment, I'm like, I cannot believe that this is the career I get to do.
It's so much fun.
It's so fun.
And you should be tested. I think that was good parenting. You know, you have to tell people absolutely not. And then if they want it, then it means they want it that much.
That's right. That's my sense too. And by the way, when I have, you know, friends or people, younger folks that want advice or mentoring, you know, I share that advice of like, you know, I don't like when people's advice is don't do this. That's not right. But there's a sort of, you have to tweak it to basically say like, don't do this, or only do this if it's all you want to do. Don't do it if there's other things you like. Right. Because it's so hard. Yeah. And the likelihood of you know, finding success on a timeline that makes sense is so unlikely. Yeah. That it only makes sense for you to do this if you love it, if it's all you want to do. And then screw it. Who cares about anything else? Right. Do it and like go off and have fun and you can, no matter how long it takes you, you'll be thrilled that you're doing what you love. Right. No, you have to do it. It's really what comes down to. At that point, yeah. Yes.
We do a thing on this show called an uncomfortable moment.
Ooh.
And
we haven't done that
already? No, it's coming up. You're very successful. You created this thing. You know, we all have moments when we're trying to get work early on.
Oh no,
that we're maybe not that proud of.
Oh, no.
I see where you were going with this. I think this was during the sequel. You were trying to get muscle out and try and become the sequel of this thing. Well, I guess you could just explain what was your head when you thought that you could replace an animated character? Was it just a look?
You know what's incredible? I gotta give you guys credit.
The Incredibles?
Oh God. Look at what I did there. I'm desperate to be in The Incredibles that I can't stop saying. That's okay,
we just did a deep dive. I don't want.
Here's the truth. Yeah, let me. Okay. You want me to speak candidly about this moment?
Please.
Okay, fine. I've never spoken about this moment before in any sort of public setting. Okay. But I am Dash from The Incredibles. I am him.
Wait, what?
That's who that is. You don't know that
you're the original guy?
Yeah. I mean,
I thought this was. You're him?
Well, look. Did I voice him? No.
Right.
Did I have any affiliation with the project? No. Oh. But in many ways, you know, I identify. I'm pretty quick. I'm pretty fast. No, but it's funny that
it's uncanny, actually.
I did dress up as that character once for Halloween. I'm not kidding. I swear to God, yeah. Because I kind of vaguely look like that character in a not great way.
Oh yeah, in a real way.
Because it's a small child. So, yeah. But yeah, you know, if they want to make an Incredibles 3 or a live action one.
So you do admit it's a dream that you're still holding on to.
I'm desperate, man. Yeah. It's not just a dream. I'm thirsting for it. That's my calling right there. That was supposed to be uncomfortable. That's great.
Well, I never know how people are going to react.
Fine, fair enough.
A lot of times people like to hide these kind of things, but thank you for being so open.
You're so welcome. I feel so safe right
Right.
now. Yeah.
That's where the bread comes in.
The bread really
it makes you feel.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Who cooked for you? Who was the cook in the house?
That is a good question.
Did you have a hired cook, or did mom cook, or did dad cook?
We did have a chef growing up,
Yeah.
but my mom cooked quite a bit. My dad, and again, this sounds like I'm like, piling on, but my dad doesn't know. What
food is?
No, by the way, no. I'm not sure. Yeah. This sounds like a joke. It's not. I'm not sure he could make himself toast. I'm genuinely, I would love to put a camera on him and say, make toast. Right. Seriously. I don't think he'd know how to do it. I don't think he'd know how to work the toaster or know, how long to leave it in, what type of bread to use, or what to put on it. He can make cereal. He does that quite a bit. But
does he clean up after himself?
Never.
No.
Not once. But I say, it's funny about that is it speaks to a larger thing with him where when you've been famous for as long as he has, and people, inevitably when you work on set, there's people, who get things for you and do things for you. And then when he goes home, he has people that potentially do that for him as well. Mm-hmm. I think he has completely forgotten how to survive as a human being. If the apocalypse were to happen, that's what I want to see is what happens to celebrities who don't know how to drive a car or make toast or go to a grocery store or do anything.
They're just calling for people for help.
Yeah, that's, truly.
Are you going to take me to the desert? What is happening?
Why has nobody come to pick me up yet? These people are dying. He's like, I could die.
The whole world is over. Yeah,
Rob Lowe could die. Do people not realize this?
Where's my plane?
I'm like, well, the people are dying. So, no, my mom cooked. She's a great cook. My mom is a very good cook.
What did you like that she made? What was her
pasta?
Her dish?
She makes some good pastas. Mm-hmm. She used to work in an Italian restaurant when she was younger, actually.
Nice.
And then, she's Jewish. We're Jewish, so she would make some matzo brie. I really like.
Nice.
Or
that's one of my favorites.
Oh, yummy. What else did that was? Those are the big hits for me, from what I can recall. Yeah.
Right. That's good. Do you cook?
I can cook.
Yeah.
I'm not. I call it kind of like boy cooking almost, where it's like grilled chicken and rice and vegetables. I'm never here's a risotto.
Right.
But I can,
I can heat this up.
Yeah, no, but I can I can make a very decent meat vegetable rice situation.
Right.
I can do a pasta.
That's good.
I can't do anything beyond that. No.
Right.
During quarantine, I got into baking.
Oh, you did?
Nice.
I
was, I was a sourdough starter boy for a minute there, and then I got into banana breads and cakes and such.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I love cooking. I love it, and I watch a lot of cooking content. I'm a big fan of the cooking channels and the Great British Baking Show.
It's such a good show.
It's the best. Nothing ever happens on that show.
It's the best.
Nothing's ever happened or nor will happen on that show.
Why do you think that show? There's not an American version of it. Why is the American version people yelling at each other, and making each other cry?
Well, that's exactly, you've answered your own question. That's, the British, culture is a sweet old grandma shows up and is like, I'm going to make this pecan whatever. And it's the most unappetizing thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
But she's so lovely that you want to watch her cook it. Mm-hmm. And, that would not work in America.
What's wrong with us?
So much. What
is wrong with us?
Yeah, let's really crack it.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's get into it right now.
Really?
That's what we're here. What's wrong?
Why are we so mean
the
and
great
violent
American debate
and impatient?
Solved by us. Cheers to that.
But I think you could do that pace of a baking show, and people would like it. I mean, we're gobbling it up. No pun intended. You know what I mean? We're watching it on Netflix in big numbers.
Yeah.
I would think it's the programmers that just don't.
Why not do an American version of it?
Yeah.
I mean, we got, do we Chopped? Is that technically American? I don't know.
I don't know.
Competition. Everything needs to be a competition in America.
Yeah.
Although I guess
it's blood
technically
sport.
When they lose in the Great British Baking Show, everyone's very sad and like they hug and stuff. And in ours, that's not like that.
No, we're like in your face.
Yeah, we're like gladiators. Like you said, blood sport. We want to see people struggle.
So you baked during the pandemic. Did you keep it going? I mean, you're busy now, but
man, I'm so busy. No, I'm too busy to bake. Come on,
I can't feed my starter.
No, I still will every now and then. I mean, it's not the. No, I would say I cook more now than I bake. Okay. I'd say because I used to live with my brother, and now I live on my own. I guess I got my own spot for like almost 2 years now. And I've found that there are many nights where you're like, oh, I have to feed myself. Like, what happens now? So I cook more. And then that sort of the luxury of being like, I'm just going to bake something. I'm like scrambled to just put sustenance in my body.
Right.
So more so just cooking.
Was your brother upset when you kicked him out?
Yeah. I like that joke a lot. He was devastated. Yeah. We really haven't spoken much since. But
how did he take it when
I wish him the best?
I'm sorry, but I'm famous now.
Yeah. Well, if he's watching this, I miss you. No, he stayed. We had a sort of a family spot. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I want to be doing my own thing.
Right.
And he just recently actually.
Is he older or younger?
He's older, but but I would say he was always a bit more, I was kind of the troublemaker, sort of, I would say, more independent quicker just because I was forced to be. And so
why was that?
I think because like personality-wise, I was just more, I just liked to cause problems. I just did.
Yeah.
And
were you conscious of it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was. I mean, look, without, not trying to get too deep on it, but like I was, I'm sober now. I've been sober for 6 years and a few months.
Oh, wow.
And I think I was like...
How old are you now?
28.
28?
I'm sober at 22.
Right.
And I think when I was a youth, which I clearly am not anymore,
no.
I was just, yearning for some sort of, identity that I couldn't find. And so I tried everything. And a lot of that was like, I'm not a part of this family or like, not, or like,
right.
Like you guys don't know what's best for me. I'm going to do my own thing or whatever. My brother wasn't like that. So, so I think, him staying, at a family house, he was not pressed on that. He was like, whatever, I don't care. But he did just move out. He just moved in with his girlfriend.
Boo. Oops. It's always fascinating to me when it's almost like you're aware of it. You're the troublemaker in the family. You're stirring it up. Like if you push these buttons of these people, exactly what you're doing.
Yep.
But it's almost like there's a stage when we're young where you really can't help yourself. Like it really is just...
I still can't.
Right?
Yeah, can you help yourself now?
No, it's an ongoing struggle.
Yeah, no. I think now at least I know to pick my moments. Mm-hmm. That's the big difference. Even in my friend group, they know like I'm an instigator. I love instigating. Yeah. And that's what I did, as a child with my family. But
it's a skill that you got good at. Why would you throw it away now?
Stop. Yeah, I've spent 10,000 hours cultivating that. I can't just abandon that. No, I love instigating. It's fun.
Yeah. Is it was there a period where you had to kind of because you obviously have a good relationship with your family. Yeah. How did it get to did you have to take it to the edge or did it go to the edge?
It's been to the edge.
It's been to the edge.
We've been to the edge, baby. Yeah, we've been to the edge.
And then you come back.
I think that's why I actually I have the hiccups, hold on, or like some sort of sneeze. No, it's just a hiccup. Not that.
I had a sneeze this morning. It was so beautiful.
Was it good for you?
Yeah, because I woke up and I was like, I'm a little headachy. Yeah. And I rolled over and I felt a sneeze coming. I was like, oh, please, please. And I just kind of shook my head a little bit. Yeah. And it was a big sneeze, headache gone.
You sneezed your headache away?
I sneezed my headache away.
Who needs migraine medication? I'm going to throw my Nurtec away and just start sneezing.
Do you get migraines?
I do.
Dude, I don't really get migraines, but you know when you like it starts to get wavy in your vision and here it comes kind of thing. I've had that like once or twice. Yesterday, a baggage claim.
Oh no!
I'm waiting for the bags, and it's taking a long time. I had a long travel, a week and a half of a lot of travel, and I'm standing there waiting for the bags, and it starts to go out of the corner of my eye, and I started panicking. I'm like, I can't have that now. And I just started massaging my temples. This is that baggage claim. Massaging my temples, doing deep breaths through my nose, doing eye stuff, and I got it away.
You beat it.
I beat it.
Yeah, my migraines are stronger than that.
Yeah, I know. I don't envy when I hear people talk about it. I'm like, I don't want this.
I used to get vertigo.
No.
Yeah, full blown vertigo. Then we'd go to the hospital. I would go to the hospital.
You'd go to the hospital.
Yeah. No, like,
and it would just come on.
I would. It would come on like lightheadedness. And then I remember the first few times I got it, I thought I was having a panic attack.
How old were you?
Probably 18.
Yeah.
18, 19. And then, and in fairness, I got medicated and I took, I started taking supplements, vitamin supplements, and I have them almost never now. It's great.
Oh yeah.
So I've got my like vitamin regimen dialed.
Is that what caused it? Was it like deficiencies?
I went to a bunch of different doctors and everyone has different takes, but this one doctor that I found to be the most helpful basically said, yeah, it's different for everyone, but for me it was some sort of vitamin deficiency that was causing it. But it can also be inner ear stuff and
man, you must have been so happy to have an answer.
Oh, well, yes, a good answer because you get answers from everyone, but they're all different.
Right.
And you're like, oh shit, what actually is this? But no, I would get violent.
Like where it just would spin?
Where I literally wouldn't be able to stand up.
Jeez.
I would just fall.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like calling a friend saying, hey, can you drive me to the ER? And then they just put you on a hero's dose of Dramamine and like, Xanax or something.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That happened to me. Well, it happened to me once where I popped my ear and the whole thing was on the ground.
Whoa.
And, but when on flights, if I'm stuffed up at all, this ear will start to not pop and it'll start to spin. And I just got to kind of wait it out on the flight. I just close my eyes and just wait for it to, and it pops and then I'm cool. But I know the people who suffer from that just naturally all the time is terrifying to me.
It was really brutal. I feel like I'm just.
Yeah, I know. Let's not F with it.
Yeah, don't F with that, baby. Come on. Not here.
No.
Not now.
Yeah, at least get through the interview
before
man. The room starts spinning.
We haven't even broken bread.
No, but thank God. What a blessing that you found an answer for it, really. That is a great thing.
Migraines suck.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Migraines suck.
Man, I didn't even like looking it up because there's so many different types. I'm like, I'm going to have all these by the time I'm done.
Well, then you look anything up, you're dead.
Yeah.
Already, too. You're dying. You have cancer. It's an aneurysm. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, I had a whole hypochondriac phase, too.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
At one point in time, I picked part of the reason why, we picked where I was living was based on like proximity to a hospital. I was like really locked in. Yeah. I've since chilled out, but.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's good for that. Have a baby.
Drinking. Oh.
No, make a baby.
Make a baby?
Make a baby.
Fully just make one.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's involved.
Yeah, I think so. And I got to go do that. Okay.
But once you make a baby, it's amazing how little you worry about yourself.
Is this the baby you're...
That's one of the babies right over there.
How many babies
are there? That
grown
woman over there.
How many?
That grown woman over there stopped me from thinking that every time I was in the shower, I was finding a cancerous lump in my armpit.
Oh.
It was just my armpit.
Just a lumpy
But I was just getting weird.
Yeah.
And then I had a baby and I never think about it again.
How many kids do you have?
2.
2. So how old are you?
22 and 19.
So you're the oldest?
Yeah.
Is it bad if I'm talking over here? Is it like I'm off?
You can stay on mic and do it. There you go.
This.
Yeah. Good work. That was good technique.
The mic slide. Okay,
yeah.
So 2, yeah.
Yeah, so make a baby.
I get that.
If you ever get weird. Did you make one already?
No.
I thought you just said I did that shit.
No,
I did that shit. It didn't work for me.
Done it.
I don't have it anymore.
Make a baby. Okay. Yeah, I'll think about it.
Eventually.
I'll think on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that.
It's a good thing to stop thinking about yourself.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get me out of my head.
Yeah. It didn't work for your dad, but
I don't think
for other people.
I don't think anything was going to work.
No.
You know, so he tried. Yeah.
Talk to me about the show.
Okay.
It seems like you're somewhat more adventurous in the second season in a way that there's some kind of bigger arcs and different characters.
Yeah.
Do you feel like after you kind of like established it that you can kind of go off a little bit more?
Completely. I mean, I feel like you would be well versed in this, but you know, my theory was always that, especially with comedies, you know, the first season is typically where you find your footing,
right? And
like tone and what works and maybe what didn't, and then you do a postmortem. And I think the second season and even, you know, if you get to go keep doing it, you just build. You build out. And so I think for our second season, one of our mission statements early on was like, how can we make everything feel bigger? Mm-hmm. And, you know, we really leaned into that with Rob and I's characters, with Allison Jackson, and just like, how can we, and actually getting bigger meant getting smaller in that regard. Like, how can we get even more specific about real things that Rob and I have been through?
Right.
And turning them into story between these two, because we found that the more honest the writing was to like our experience, the more it translated and the funnier it was.
You mean in your real life?
Yeah.
Like, mining it for real stuff.
Which is how we spent the majority of most mornings in the writer's room for season 2. Was like, what is some stuff that was funny to you as a kid or crazy stuff you went through? Most of the stories are generated from that on our show.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's that doing with your relationship?
Oh God, it's bad. Not good.
Who's winning in this tit for tat?
In our dynamic?
Yeah. Like as you go through stories and you're like, this is from our life. And let's all take a look at this.
Yeah.
And if you were to be at the end of each one of those stories, you'd be like, I was in the right.
Oh, it's always me for sure. That's the point of the show.
So and is he cool with that?
Yes, he's very cool with that. He's not in the writer's room though, so also fuck him.
He doesn't get to tell his side.
No. This is what.
Does he ever get like a script and be like, "Hey, wait a minute"?
Oh, good question. Only not about if it's too real or not. The hey, wait a minute only comes if he's like, that joke's really funny that other guy has. No, he's a great sport about it. Yeah. He's a very good sport about it.
Yeah.
But
is it? I mean, it's comedy and you're having fun.
Yeah.
But is it cathartic? Is there a little bit of mining going on if you're going
deeply cathartic? Yeah, straight up. It's very real. At times, it's been really impactful in our relationship. Seriously, like because also, you know, as most shows do, a lot of the episodes have resolution in them. Mm-hmm. And you don't always get resolution in your day-to-day relationships with people you care about. So like getting to write that and then act it out with him, you know, and there's, even if it's as simple as like being like, there's a scene, you know, where I'm just inserting random things, but like he does something stupid to make me mad, and then we spend the episode mad about it, and at the end he says, you know, sorry, I was being stupid. I love you. And I go, thanks for saying that. I love you too. When we do that on camera, you're still saying I love you to your dad.
Yeah.
Like, he's still apologizing to me.
Yeah.
We're reading dialogue, but you know, we might just be insane enough to pretend that it's not dialogue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it can definitely be cathartic at times.
That's really great.
For sure.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Are you watching the Olympics?
I am watching the Olympics.
Okay, because I have a question for you.
Let's hear it.
Men's gymnastics, did you catch any of that?
I did. I was a fan of the ringer that they brought in, the pommel horse.
The pommel horse guy. Yeah. Okay, good, because this is close to what I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
He was great, and the Clark Kent guy, and he took the glasses off, and he killed it, and then he was in the individual, and he came back and was doing it. Did you see that run?
Did he do well?
He took third.
Okay.
But that's not the upsetting part to me.
Oh, no.
There was a Ukrainian guy.
Okay.
And look, you have great hair, and I don't. And during the Olympics...
Don't say that.
You know, John, just...
Calm down.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Everyone's doing their pommel horse thing, or our Clark Kent guy included, and everyone looks great, and everyone's doing their thing. And a guy from Ukraine came out, and he had my hair. And actually, I think I have a little more hair than him, slightly. And he's a balding man.
Okay.
And he's on the pommel horse.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, he did not do well.
Oh, no.
And it was like he hit all of the notes. He did all of the things. He did all the flippity flips.
Yeah.
I think he didn't get points
because
dinged. The whole time you're going, why is there a bald man on the pommel horse?
Okay, so my question to you then is, where have you been dinged in your life because of your hair? Do you feel?
You were
like, I was not expecting that question.
I don't have like, I'm a comedian,
Yeah.
so it's like, I wasn't leading man material, but you get kind of used to it, and you just think, oh, this is just me, and there were different times when I could have tried to correct it with. One time I got Rogaine when I was a boy.
Because I'll tell you this, my dad is obsessed with not losing his hair.
Yeah,
it's the great obsession of his life.
It should be.
And he even to the point where he told my brother and I, we were very young, like, get on Propecia early, like preventatively,
right?
Straight up.
Yeah.
So if he were sitting here, he'd be asking you like, what have you tried? What have you not tried? What can I? And he's got guys he could have you call. It's a whole thing.
I imagine. Yeah, and like that's kind of the point. Is like, I always think, well, it doesn't really matter. But then I watch this guy on the pommel horse. I'm like, no, it matters.
See, I come from a house where it's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, and like if I were to see your dad or you with like balding, I'd be like,
I don't think I would.
Something's weird there. Like if I saw Daniel Day-Lewis with no hair, you're not going to see him in a lot of big movies.
That might be true.
You know what I mean?
That might be true.
But if you see like if William Macy all of a sudden started losing his hair, you'd be like, no, he's bald now.
Yeah.
Or John Lithgow, you're like, yeah, he's a bald guy.
Well, we have bald superstars.
Yeah, some of them.
Pitbull.
True.
Pitbull.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay. Now as I say it out loud,
and you're running out of names.
I'm a little worried.
And you're running.
And just sort of the general
right
societal impact of these people.
Yeah, you've got to be jacked.
You got to be,
to lose
or
your
just
hair.
driving real fast.
Yeah.
There's more. I'm gonna think of more and just sprinkle them through.
So when I was a boy, before I had children, I was like, all right, starting to lose it a little bit, and I got Rogaine, and you have to take a little dropper and put it on your head.
Sprinkle it on.
And literally, the first time I was putting drops on my head and looking in the mirror, I was like, this isn't that important to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, it never meant enough for me to go after it.
Sure. But that's not, I mean, as far as commitment wise,
yeah.
like hair transplants, that's invasive. That's a tough.
Yeah.
I think I know somebody who did that, and you can't like sleep correctly for a few weeks while you have it. I'm not kidding.
No, I know. You ever see those pictures of the guys coming back from Turkey?
Yes, I'm obsessed with those where they have like, it's a straight line up here, and they're like, the amount of people that advertise the first few days after, I'm like, why would you ever record yourself in those moments? Like, it's only going to get better from there. Don't put that on camera.
Just go quiet about it.
Just be quiet for a little bit.
Yeah,
that's intense. They do like PRP shots now into your head. You know what that is?
No.
It's like I'm not super well versed on this, but I think it's like your own blood, sort of like oxygenated blood, basically put into your like stem cell stuff into your hair.
Into your hair?
Yeah, they think that might help. And so there's a lot of stuff. I know a lot about this.
Yeah, I was going to ask you when you were talking about your possible other career.
Yeah.
This might be a dumb question, but that's why we're here. What's a stem cell? I mean, I hear them talk about it, and everyone's like, they're really good.
It's a regenerative cell. Yeah, I have honestly forgotten more than I ever learned about this stuff. To be perfectly honest, but
what's the stem part?
Like, why is it called a stem cell? I'm sure it has something to do. I should know this comes from like this brain stem. Clearly was a great scientist. If you want to be really candid, I was a hard worker, so I just got very good at culturing the cells and using pipettes, and so I was the grunt of the lab. But no, stem cells are like regenerative cells.
Okay,
they're God, I've forgotten so much. They basically they're what we need. They have a lot to do with aging and it's
all right.
You lose stem cells as you get older. That's part of the aging process.
I feel like you're struggling with the answer to this question.
Can you cut that through?
I'm going to go back.
Here's what I'm going to do. Can we try this?
Yeah.
I'm going to go like this.
Okay. Take two.
I'm going to do this. And you guys will dub in like a really smart answer. Okay, so I'm like,
a stem cell comes from the. I couldn't even come up with the cool word,
perfect.
but we'll do it in post.
Yeah, okay.
Do it in post. Mark it.
Yeah, guys.
All right, let me ask you.
There's 75 people back here, just so everyone knows.
Let me ask you something that you do know about.
Yeah,
and that is being an actor and a public figure.
Oh God.
You see me. If all of a sudden I went to your dad's secret lair and got those blood cells shot in my head, and I returned after summer vacation with a whole thing of hair, wouldn't people be like, no, we want the other guy? Or would they be like, you know what I mean? Like
for you specifically?
If all of a sudden I show me, Tom.
I think you have enough of a, like, you would have people disappointed, I think.
Right?
Because you are successful and have fans and have people that like you.
And then all of a sudden I'm into my hair.
Yeah, they'd be like, well, hold on, we like you.
Right.
You know, we don't need you to change you.
Yeah.
But I think it goes the opposite way. Where if my dad showed up with no hair, people would go, well, no, we liked the other version of you. So you kind of have it the better way. Yeah. I think.
All right. Either way, stay off the pommel horse. That's what you're trying to say.
Stay off the pommel horse.
We do another thing on this program.
Oh.
We're into wine, of course, and baked bread like you used to make before you got lazy. And so we like the finer things, of course, in life, but also I'm from New Jersey, and I like garbage things, too.
Me too.
And we like to do a little taste test on this program, especially things right now. We're going through summer things that we find in 7-Elevens. I haven't had these yet, and I'd like to taste them with you.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
Joke's on you, man. I eat these things all the time.
You do, for real?
Yes. These things are awesome.
Are they really?
Did you think this was like a like low-key find or something? I crush these things all the time.
No, I just, you know what? Honestly, it's not one that I really partake in.
If Nerds wants to sponsor me, no. Hold on, let me take
I'm from the generation of
nicotine.
Of nerds. When nerds were just nerds, they were just out on their own, out there in the wild, just as individual little things in that little box where you slid the cardboard and revealed the hole.
You need the gummy clusters, man. Hold on, give me your hand. My hands are clean, I promise.
Oh, it's okay.
That's what you need.
Ooh,
Okay,
they
ready?
look fun.
They're really good. I'm not kidding.
I can tell from the smell. I love them.
Yeah, they're great. Here, I'll put it like that. You want some? Anybody else? All right, more for us.
This is really good. And you know what? It's a Nerd Rub cut in pieces, but it should be cut in pieces.
Yeah, because it is better like that. This is also the first thing I've eaten today.
Is it really?
Yeah. So good.
That is good. I'd give that a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah, anything less would be a lie. These are great. They can't, and they're good for you.
Is this what a stem cell looks like?
No, actually, it looks more like that. I don't know what I'm talking
They
about.
have sex with them?
They sort of just kind of...
They kiss each other on the
And
lip?
the scientific term is they sort of just have sex. Right there. And then that's a stem cell. I won a Nobel Prize.
Your show is currently in the top 10 on Netflix. Very cool spot to be.
Thank you.
How's it work at Netflix? Will they tell you whether you're coming back immediately, or do they make you sweat it out?
We'll be sweating. But, look. Hold on. Got it.
Those are really good. Can I have another one?
You can...
I'm now on your show.
Yes. They are great partners in that it feels like they're in the trenches with you. Like they're not like we have the data, you stay in the dark and sweat it out alone. They're kind of like, we'll sweat it out with you. We hope people really like it. And so in that regard, it's very nice.
That's
like
cool. They
do feel like partners. Now, their algorithm is like a living, breathing thing, and that like they don't totally know, because my take before I did a show with Netflix was like, oh, they can kind of just like self-cook a hit.
Yeah.
You can just put one on the...
Yeah, just keep it...
Yeah, just basically like when I open Netflix, when everyone opens Netflix, put it right there. They'll watch it.
Yeah.
But they have their algorithm, from what I can tell, works in that like it recommends to the people it thinks will watch it, when they'll watch it, and blah, blah, blah. And there's all this science. And so the folks that we work with, our executives, are kind of like, they sweat it out with us.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very unsettling because I have a new comedy special coming out soon, and
yeah, I'll tell you more about when the cameras are off.
I keep emailing people like, just put it on you push it. And they're like, it's not us, it's the algorithm.
I've heard that.
Uh-huh.
You just don't worry. You just have to go do 2 weeks of grueling press, and
you don't have a podcast.
I don't, but I'll do.
Can you get one going by this?
So you can come on it. When does it? When does your special come out?
In October.
What day? You should know this.
I do, but I don't know if I can say it yet.
Oh, okay.
I guess I can. Yeah, I think I'm going to announce next week. Yeah, October 29th.
October 29th.
Yeah.
Okay. By then, but that's like right around Halloween.
Come on, dude.
Can we do it in costume?
Yes.
Okay. What if we'll just take to the streets? How about that? Like they
get
do
flyers.
We'll just go on the Walk of Fame, you and me.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll just do it like whatever Jimmy Kimmel does it, you and me, and we'll just go tell people.
Right.
I think that's, just about as successful as a podcast. I also know nothing about podcasting. So.
All right. If you're not going to start a podcast, then we'll just do Man on the Streets.
We'll do Man on the Streets, and I'll go Instagram Live, and
If you were to develop a podcast, what would the title be?
Oh God. Maybe like I don't know. Yours is so good. I don't know what the heck.
I feel like yours.
What do you think?
Yours would be called. I don't know what a stem cell is.
But I'll pretend like I do. Yeah, mine's called.
The Doctor is in.
The Doctor is in, and then in parentheses, none of this information is. It's like one of those like.
Right.
Don't listen to any of this. We don't endorse any of these things. If you listen to any of this, we are not liable for any of the medical. Blah, blah, blah.
He is not a doctor.
Not a doctor. Not a doctor. Just not a doctor. Not a doctor.
Are you going to enjoy some time off? When the press is done, it's out, and you're waiting to see what you're going to do next?
I will enjoy it. I think I don't mean to speak for anybody else, but I imagine you can relate somewhat. There is a sense of like things are over and you're like, and what's next?
Right.
I get restless.
Yeah.
I don't love too much downtime, but I think that's a skill I need to develop is embracing.
Not now.
No.
Later.
Okay.
Later.
No, I'm gonna try and jump into other things. I mean, I might go on vacation.
Yeah.
With my family actually at the end of this month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's a good vacation for you?
Probably on my own.
Without your family.
But we would
get off the plane. Yeah, see you guys.
Bye. A good vacation for me. I love Hawaii. My family has a place there, and so we go there a couple times a year. I love it there. I'm a big golfer, so I love golfing there.
Nice. You're an activity vacation guy or a lounge around vacation?
I'm a hybrid. Because my parents are like perfectly on either end of the spectrum. My mom is a zero activity person,
right?
And my dad is. You will never see him.
Right.
You'll never see him on a vacation.
It's just
not once. It's like 6 a.m. I'm surfing, straight to the gym, straight to golf, straight to, any other activity. Blah, blah, blah. Wow. It's always that. So I'm a hybrid.
And you're like somewhere in between.
I'm somewhere in between. I'm balanced.
Right. You ever paddleboard?
I love paddleboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I grew up surfing. I prefer that, I feel like.
Oh, that's nice.
To be in the scrum.
Hawaii is so beautiful.
Oh, it's the best.
It really is great.
But where's your favorite place to vacation in the world?
Hawaii might be, yeah.
Which islands?
I love it.
Pick?
Kauai.
I love Kauai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. Parts of Maui are still great.
Maui's great. Yeah. We're on the big islands, right? Sort of near Kona.
Yeah. I've only been there like twice, I think.
They're all beautiful in their own way. But Kauai is really special. It's so cool there.
How badly does your brother feel when you all go on vacation and he's not allowed to go?
I think the first few times he was really sad.
Yeah.
But then I think at a certain point he learned his place.
Mm-hmm.
And, just at that point we were all kind of just like, shut up. Like, you so whiny. Just
why come with us and have us ignore you there when just stay home?
It's like enough times you hear like, just shut up. Be quiet. And I think he's become a good sport about it now.
Yeah.
And he doesn't miss us, and we don't miss him.
Well, that's good. See, it all works out.
So my brother is the nicest, sweetest, most like I am.
I've never even met him. I don't know anything
Shout
about
out
him.
to Matthew. He's too evolved to stoop to this conversation.
He doesn't care.
No.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Work well done. I hope you get to make more for real.
Thank you.
And if not, when Incredibles 3 comes out, you have an open spot here.
That's right, baby. Yeah, it's only here. Not on the set.
No. Like after you've watched it, you come in, we'll talk about it.
Sure. You know what? That sounds great to me.
All right, man. Thank you
so much.
Thank you so
much, man.
All right.